भद्रा भारती माता जी, सर्व तारक प्रभु, अमल नाम प्रभु, गोविंद मोहिनी देवीदासी, क्रीदा लक्षण प्रभु, मतंगिनी गोपी माता जी, मनोज कपूर प्रभु, कमल प्रिया माता जी, I didn't see her today. राधा चरण प्रभु, अभय चरण प्रभु, सुकृति देवीदासी, कामिनी प्रिया माता जी, शंकर सनन मंजरी, सुंदरी लीला माता जी, प्रेम तरंगिनी माता जी, शर्मिष्ठा शाही, ममता माता जी. I didn't see Balram Prabhu today. Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Mataji, Rasakita Prabhu, Anand Radhika Mataji. I didn't see Pitambar Priya also today. Advait Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Chintamani Devidasi, Amit Prabhu and Prem Priya Padma Mataji. Suchitra Mataji will join. If she has not joined, she is punctual. Shri Kumar Prabhu. I didn't see Purve Parmar Mataji today. Kanta Mataji, Rashmi Mataji, Shrikant Ji and Shrikant Survase Prabhu, Nissan Sharma Prabhu, Lekha Mataji, Rati Prabhu, Nitya Navli Devidasi. I didn't see Rajiv Gupta today, Haribol, and also Shravya Kanchi Mataji, I didn't see. Neither Neeraj Srivastav today, Haribol. Prafulla Anand Madhav Prabhu and Shivani Karkar Mataji, Satyasar Prabhu, Vani Prabhu, Raja Ram Das Prabhu. He always join early, very steady. And also welcome back Sudevi Sundari Mataji. She is leading, helping at the Krishna House in Houston. And she feel inspired to start again joining. She was joining before, and hope and pray that holy name can bless her. So let's hear the wonderful song before we will read from the Jaiva Dharma. And then at 7:15, we have a question, answer, and reflection session. If you can remain connected, would be very nice.
नीलावसना परिधाना नीलावसना परिधाना रमणे से रामणे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलावसना परिधाना नीलावसना परिधाना रमणे से रामणे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलावसना परिधाना नीलावसना परिधाना छिन्नपुरटजिनी वर्णविकासिनी छिन्नपुरटजिनी वर्णविकासिनी छिन्नपुरटजिनी वर्णविकासिनी छिन्नपुरटजिनी वर्णविकासिनी बाधकवरि हरि नंदे आवरण मंडिता हरिरस पंडिता आवरण मंडिता हरिरस पंडिता आवरण मंडिता हरिरस पंडिता आवरण मंडिता हरिरस पंडिता तिलक सुशोभित भाला तिलक सुशोभित कुंचलिकाच्छादिता तनमणि मंडिता कुंचलिकाच्छादिता तनमणि मंडिता काचल नयने रसाला काचल नयने रसाला रमणे से रमणे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलवसन परिधाना रमणे से रमणे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलवसन परिधाना सकल तजिया से राधा चरणे सकल तजिया से राधा चरणे दासी होए भाज परम जतने दासी होए भाज परम जतने सौंदर्य किरण देखिया जहार सौंदर्य किरण देखिया जहार रति गौरी लीला करवा परिहार रति गौरी लीला करवा परिहार रमणे से रमणे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलवसन परिधाना रमणे से रमणे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलवसन परिधाना लक्ष्मी सत्ता सौभाग्यवलने पराजित हाय जहार चरणे लक्ष्मी सत्या सौभाग्यवलने पराजित हाय जहार चरणे कृष्ण वशिकारे चंद्र बलियादी कृष्ण वशिकारे चंद्र बलियादी पराजय माने होया विवादे पराजय माने होया विवादे हृदयित राधा चरण प्रयासे हृदयित राधा चरण प्रयासे भक्ति विनोद श्री गोद्रुमवासे वृषभानुनन्दिनी नीलावसना परिधाना रमणे शिरामणे नीलावसना परिधाना.
Thank you very much, Suman Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song. Yusuf Gautam Prabhu is traveling, so kindly Suman Prabhu has taken up that service. So thank you very much. They are always there. Amen, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu. So before we read the Jaiva Dharma by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who wrote a wonderful song glorifying Srimati Radharani, so we pray at his lotus feet that he can be merciful to us, so those knowledge that he has shared in this book may take some place in our heart. So there was a one paragraph. Let me see how long that paragraph was. I think one paragraph we will read what we read yesterday, and then we will continue. The Mullah Sahib started, "Dear brethren, history shows that Hindus have since the dawn of time worshipped many devas and devis. However, we read in our sacred book, the Quran Sharif, that Allah is one, not many. He is Nirakar, formless, and that to sculpt his image and then to worship such an image is a grievous sin. To eradicate this doubt, I have inquired among many Brahmanas Pandit. They all agree with us that Allah is Nirakar, but they argue that since it is impossible to meditate upon a formless entity, therefore an imaginary form of Allah must be made to facilitate meditation. Allah should then be worshipped in that form. However, we are not satisfied with this answer. The Quran states that an invented material image of Allah, we call it Bhut, matter, is the work of Satan. Bhut Parasta, idol worship, is absolutely forbidden. Far from pleasing Allah, it rather brings down His wrath. We have heard that the original propagator of your religion, Sri Chaitanya Dev, has pruned out the discrepancies in the Hindu religion. Yet, he also supports Bhut Parasta. Therefore, we have come to ask the Vaishnava why they have not given up Bhut Parasta despite having dwelled so deeply into the scriptures. The Vaishnava Pandits were inwardly amused by the thoughts of the Mullah Sahib. However, they requested Gorachan Babaji to reply, who quickly accepted this responsibility and replied, quote, "The Great One, whom you call Allah, is known to us as Bhagwan. The Supreme Being is one and uniformly of the same absolute nature. Even though the sacred text of the Quran and the Puranas have designated him by different names according to the different languages and countries. Naturally, whatever nomenclature describe the Supreme Godhead in the best and most accurate manner is to be preferred. For this reason, we prefer the name Bhagwan to other names such as Allah, Brahman, Paramatma, and so on. Allah means one being who is greatest above everyone and everything. However, we do not consider that a name indicating the quality of unsurpassable greatness alone can be considered the ultimate name for the Absolute Supreme Personality. Since we do not consider greatness as the highest or most inclusive descriptions of the Lord, rather we consider that the name that most comprehensively indicates the Chamatkarikta, infinite wonder and uniqueness of the Supreme Lord's unlimited opulence should take precedence. A name indicating unsurpassable greatness definitely does not indicate a certain amount of this uniqueness and wonder. However, the complement to greatness, ultimate minuteness, conveys a further aspect of this uniqueness and wonder. Although the name Allah indicates ultimate greatness, it does not indicate ultimate minuteness, which is a further opulence of the Lord. Therefore, the word Allah does not completely convey the complete chamatkarita of all the opulence of the Supreme Lord. In contrast, the designation Bhagwan does denote the entire chamatrika of the opulence of the Supreme Lord. Samagra Aishwarya, absolute unlimited opulence, which include absolute magnitude as well as infinite minuteness, plus unlimited further opulences, is only the first of the aspect of Godhead indicated by the name Bhagwan. Sarva Shakti Mata, omnipotence, is the second aspect of the Lord indicated by the name Bhagwan. Impossibility, referring to limitations of consciousness and activity, is not applicable to the Achintya Shakti of the Supreme Lord. By his Achintya Shakti, the Lord is simultaneously Nirakar and Sakar, formless and with form, and thus personal. To say that the Lord is exclusively Nikarakar impinges upon this inconceivable omnipotence. Through the agency of his omnipotence, he simultaneously manifests his Nirakar manifestation as well as his Sakar manifestation, which is his eternal transcendental form as the very embodiment of his unlimited eternal pastimes. Allah, Brahman, and Paramatma are generally understood and worshipped solely as Nirakar. Therefore, in this light, they are surely deficient in uniqueness and mystical wonder. The third aspect that the name of Bhagwan indicates is that he is eternally Mangala-may, all auspicious, and Yasapurna, all famous. Thus, his pastimes are fully nectarious. The fourth aspect denoted by the term Bhagwan is unlimited Saundarya, beauty. The devoted living entities, by acquisitions of spiritually purified vision, can behold this beatific form of the Supreme Personality as the reservoir of all the beauty. The fifth aspect indicated by Bhagwan is that the Supreme Person is embodiment of asesa jnana, unlimited knowledge. This implies that he is absolutely immaculate, perfect, and complete, the embodiment of transcendence, the supreme spiritual object, and materially inscrutable. His beatific eternal form as the supreme deity is the very embodiment of consciousness. Beyond, as you say, bhyat, the material time and elements. The sixth aspect indicated by Bhagwan is that even as the Ishwar of the entire creation, the Lord remains disentangled and aloof from everything and fully independent by virtue of his excellence of renunciation. Thus, I have enunciated the six primary characteristics of Bhagwan: opulence, power, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. Furthermore, the Supreme Lord Bhagwan has two prakas, manifestations, one of Aishwarya, opulent majesty, and the other is Madhurya, sweetness. The Madhurya Prakas is the supreme well-wisher of the living entities. He comes to his devotees as the dearest Lord of the heart, as Sri Krishna or as Sri Chaitanya. If we consider Bhyut Parastha to be a term describing the improper worship of a fictitious imaginary form of the Supreme Lord, then this is certainly not contrary to our Vaishnava viewpoint. In Vaishnava Dharma, our practice is to worship the eternal, absolutely spiritual, fully conscious deity form of Sri Bhagwan. Therefore, the deity worship of the Vaishnava certainly cannot be defined as Bhyut Parastha, Satanic material idol worship. The description of Bhyut Parastha given in certain texts is not an absolute and all-encompassing law to be applied without discrimination to bona fide deity worship of the transcendental form of the Lord. Furthermore, everything depends on the intensity of faith and attachment of the worshipper. The freer the worshipper is from the forces of Bhyut, the purer and more transcendental will his deity worship be. For example, you are the Mullah Sahib as a high priest and learned scholar. Your heart is free from the influence of youth. But can your novice disciple be characterized like that? Are their hearts devoid of intimate contact with youth? And that level of their attachment to the youth reflects in their standard of worship and meditations. They may offer lip service to the Nirakar form, but their thoughts are contaminated with the form of youth. The pure method of worshipping the Supreme Lord Transcendental Deity form is certainly not possible for the general populace. Only those qualified persons who, having overcome the influence of matter, are transcendentally situated and can thus consuplize spiritual form should perform deity worship. I earnestly entreat you to give this subject deep thought. Mullah Sahib, quote, I have seriously considered your points, and I can say that the 6 primary absolute attributes possessed by He, who is called Bhagwan, are likewise mentioned in our Quran Sharif in describing Allah. Therefore, let us not overly dissect and analyze the etymology of name Allah. Allah is Bhagwan, the possessor of unlimited opulence. Gurachan Babaji, very good. Then you accept that the Supreme Being possesses divine beauty. Thus, you affirm that beyond this material creation, a spiritual world exists where the Supreme Lord resides as the embodiment of beauty. This very form of sublime transcendental exclusiveness is the deity that we worship. Mullah Sahib. Our Holy Quran Sharif also states that the Supreme Being possesses an absolute spiritual body. Hence, there is no cause for rebuttal. However, when one tries to make an image of that absolute transcendental form of Allah or Bhagwan, the image becomes material replica. This we call Bhyut. Worshipping Bhyut is not the same as worshipping the Supreme Lord. Now kindly explain your viewpoint on this subject. Gurachan Babaji. The Vaishnava scripture espouse the worship of the pure and transcendental deity form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The elevated devotees, transcendental deity form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The elevated devotees are not permitted to worship material objects. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:84-13 states, Yasyarma buddhi kunape tridutave swadihi kaladrisu bhauma ijjadihi yattirtha buddhis salilena karhichi janesva abhijnesnu sa evago karaha. One who identified his self as the inert body composed of mucus, bile, and air, who assume his wife and family are permanently his own, who thinks that an earthen image or lamb of his birth are worshipable, or who see a place of pilgrimage as merely the water there, but who never identified himself with feel kinship with worships, visits, or heard from those sadhus residing at the place of pilgrimage, who are wise in spiritual truth. Such a person is no better than a cow or an ass. Furthermore, in the Bhagavad Gita 9.25, we find Bhutani yanti bhutetya. Those who worship ghost and spirit will take births among such beings. These statements clearly indicate that the worship of the material object and ghost and spirit are strongly censored. Yet, one fact must be noted. Human beings acquire varying degree of eligibility in spiritual activities according to the level of knowledge and sanskar purification. Therefore, the devotee who has realized Suddha Chinmayan Bhav, pure transcendence, is alone worthy of worshipping the Chimnya, transcendental deity form of the Supreme Godhead. Accordingly, lower eligibility is indicated by the lower degree of knowledge and purity. A neophyte, Kanishta Adhikari, who is at the bottom of the scale of eligibility, is unable to pursue Shuddha Chimya Bhav. If he meditates upon the Lord within his mind, the image of the Lord he constitutes within his consciousness, being a fabricated form, as clearly endowed with mundane qualities. To assume divinity in a sculpted earthly deity form is ultimately identical to the neophyte's meditation upon an image of the Supreme Lord created within his mind from his contaminated material consciousness. This is not the pure form of the deity worship. Nevertheless, for the neophyte, such deity worship is beneficial. Indeed, the absence and prohibition of such deity worship for the general ignorant mass of people is inauspicious. For when spiritually neophyte people somehow become inspired to approach the Supreme Lord, if they do not find a deity form of Him, they may feel disappointed and disconsolate. The religions which has no provision for the deity worship face the danger that those children born into the religion and those just beginning spiritual life, both of whom may have little or no understanding or deep faith in Godhead, may become overly materialistic and even develop aversion toward the Supreme Lord as a result of the absence of the deity form upon which to fix their minds. Therefore, deity worship is foundation of religion for general humanity. The Mahajan, highly elevated, unalloyed devotees of the Lord, perceive the beautiful spiritual form of the Supreme Lord by dint of their pure consciousness and perfect realization. These Mahajan constantly meditate upon and worship this sublime and transcendental form of the Lord, whom they see within their heart, saturated with Prema Bhakti. After long and deep meditation upon the transcendental form of the Lord, eventually the consciousness of the pure devotee extends to see the Lord's presence within all objects, even of the material world. Out of mercy, these pure devotees delineate the transcendental divine form of the Lord, both verbally and physically in the deity form. Thus, on the basis of the instructions of the realized pure devotees, who are forever guided from within by the Lord Himself, the deity form, an exact replica of the spiritual form of the Lord, is portrayed externally in the material world as non-different from the transcendental Supreme Lord. The self-realized Uttama Adhikari always perceive the deity form as Chinmaya, a transcendental and direct manifestation of the Lord. The Madhyama Adhikari perceives the deity form as Manomaya, conscious of his prayers, worship, and devotion. However, his perceptions of the holy transcendental nature of the deity form is constricted by the immaturity of his spiritual consciousness. The Prakuta Bhakta sees the deity form initially as Jadamai, material, but as his consciousness and intelligence are gradually cleansed by the awakening of Prema, he begins to worship the deity form with increasingly spiritual perceptions and understanding. Thus, we see that worship of the deity is essential and beneficial to all categories of the devotees. Certainly, however, worshipping an imaginary and concocted idol of Bhagwan as the Supreme Lord is forbidden in Vaishnava Dharma. The deity image of the actual eternal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is all auspicious. Therefore, the Vaishnava Sampradayas have recommended and established deity worship for all the three levels of devotees, Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishta. There is no fault in this process, and by this arrangement, human beings benefit at every step, unhearing in sublime sanctity. This is substantiated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:14-26. Yatha yathatma parimujyate tau mat punya gatha shravana vidanaha tatha tatha pashyati vastu shukshman chakshur yathai manijhana samprayuktam. Meditated salve, collyrium, when applied to the eyes, help one see even the finest of object. Similarly, when the heart of the jiva is cleansed of impurities by hearing and discussing transcendental topics about me, he perceives the most esoteric knowledge about my original spiritual form and the purport of my pastimes. Jivatma is covered by material energy in the form of material mind and senses. Therefore, he is unable to understand properly his actual spiritual nature and thus show the Paramatma future of the Supreme Lord. Nevertheless, through sadhana bhakti, the elevating devotional process of hearing and chanting, the jiva gains a spiritual strength that concomitantly weakens the grip of the material energy upon him. With the decrease of material influence, the original nature of the jiva comes into brighter focus, and direct perceptions of Ishwar and activity in relations to Ishwars become more distinct and natural. So some thinker consider that one should endeavor to realize the absolute truth by the process of discarding all that is not truth. This phenomenon they describe as discarding all objectives unrelated to actual truth. The self and then endeavoring to realize the self. Speaking this kind of word juggling indicates that one has adopted the important process of dry empirical knowledge. From where will the captivated jiva acquire the strength and discrimination to remove the ultimately unreal illusion that powerfully covers his very soul? Can a prisoner confused to sell he set free merely by desiring freedom? The primary purpose of imprisonment is to evoke self-improvement in the offender. By nature, the jiva is an eternal servant of Bhagavan. In disregarding and this forgetting this eternal truth, he has committed a cardinal offense, thus causing his own imprisonment. Removal of this offense is therefore the prerequisite for his release from the material imprisonment. Since time immemorial, the jiva has been entangled in the birth, death, happiness, and distress of material life by the insurmountable pressure of Maya because of maintaining this offense of disregard of Ishwar. Nevertheless, if he somehow or other cultivates even a slight interest in the spiritual activity of devotional service to Ishwar, by regularly taking darshan of his deity form and hearing Lila Katha, narration of Ishwar pastimes, then he can very soon perceive the transcendental fall of the deity. The devotional process of hearing and chanting steadily revives his original spiritual nature, which gradually becomes firm and steady. The more the sadhaka grows in purity and spirituality, the more he progresses along the path of realizing his innate bhava, true spiritual mood and identity in relationship to the Lord. Consequently, the sole recourse open to the absolute novice and neophyte in spiritual life is to serve the deity with faith and to hear and chant the deity's transcendental glories and pastimes. This is the prime reason why our Mahajan have established the process of devotional service to the deities. Mullah Sahib, is it not better to meditate in the mind upon the Supreme Being rather than to model or a form from the inert material elements? Gorachand Babaji, both are the same. The mind, albeit a subtle material element, is still a part of the mundane nature. The thoughts of the materially engrossed mind are always contaminated by matter. Thus, every product of the mind is inert. For example, when we pronounce Brahman is all-pervasive, does this indicate that we are actually able to fathom completely this quality of Brahman's ubiquity? I think not. The conditioned mind recoils from the infinite all-pervasiveness of transcendental Brahman and grasps at the closest material comparison of our experience. The vast, yet still limited, material sky. Again, if an ordinary person should say, quote, I'm meditating upon Brahman, his perception of Brahman will inevitably be limited by time and space, both mundane conditions. If the meditating mind cannot break the bonds of material time and space and reach beyond them, how then can it pursue transcendence? By rejecting a deity form of the gross element, such as earth or water, and then creating a mental image of Ishwar, we will find that we are worshipping an image of Ishwar composed of the material elements. Therefore, both these forms of worship, internal or external, involve the material elements. Ultimately, no material element can act as a vehicle to bring us into contact with the transcendental platforms. The one indispensable element is bhav, faith, and devotional feeling for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such bhav reside only within the spirit soul, the jiva. Hearing and chanting Harinam and the pastime of the Supreme Lord and worshipping his deity form provide the jiva with the inspiration to be steady in devotional practice and thus strengthen his bhav. Eventually, this practice ascend to true Shuddha Bhakti. At this point, the purely spiritual form of the Supreme Godhead is revealed to the sadhakas. Therefore, those through this process of pure devotional service, the transcendental form of the Lord is revealed. An impossible task for the method of karma or dhyana. So now the Mullah Sahib is asking another question. So I think we should stop here because we won't be able to finish the answer of that question. so it won't be helpful. So we will just stop here, and then as normal, we will give the, I forgot, 20 seconds or 40 seconds, something like that. So the devotee can be inspired to say something, ask the questions. And I'm not a learned person. I will try my best, and if I cannot, then I'll find the answer for you through the superior persons. So here is your 20 seconds. Haribol. So nobody came forward. Hey, very nice to see Thaneshwar Prabhu today. Haribol. We have been missing you, Prabhuji. Are you there, Thaneshwar Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Haribol,
Sorry,
Haribol.
Prabhu.
We have been missing you for a couple of days. I was thinking about you.
Yes,
But you know, I don't have your phone number, Prabhu. Otherwise, I should have texted you.
sorry, Prabhu. I'll try joining every day, Prabhu.
Haribol, Haribol. Please, you know, give me your phone number. Just put it on the chart, your phone number.
Sure, Prabhu. I'll do now.
Have your contact number. I know one of the devotees mentioned that you will be joining, but now I cannot remember the devotee name. So I was thinking, who bring Thaneshwar Prabhu? But you know, somehow or other Krishna didn't give me the intelligence to figure it out, the devotee name.
Hare Krishna.
Radhacharan Prabhu.
Oh, Ravi Aram Prabhu. Okay. So please, please send me his contact number, Prabhuji, so I can stay in touch.
I will send. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. So Thaneshwar Prabhu, what did you make it to join this call?
I'm extremely sorry, Prabhu. Devotees Mercy, Prabhu. Radhacharan Prabhu just pinged me and was inquiring to check whether I could join or not, and I just joined, Prabhu.
Oh, I see. Wonderful. Yeah, we wish you all the best. One thing I would say that fix some time, you know, you look at your schedule on weekend and weekdays and don't force too much to yourself. But for spiritual upliftment, denote some time that I would like to pursue this, which will bring a lot of happiness, Prabhu. I can assure you that. And all the problems that we face on a day-to-day basis, those problems will be there. But the way you take those problems will be a totally different directions. And you won't feel any suffering through those obstacles. So my highly recommendation is you really sit down quietly and see how much time do you think that you will be able to give for your spiritual upliftment. And decide the time that, okay, I will join every day at 6:30, 6 o'clock, 5:30, whatever the time that you feel comfortable. But make sure that you join every day at that time. Even though you commit initially 15 minutes, that's okay. But what Krishna loves is your steadiness. That time, the remembrance of Lord should come in our mind that Krishna is waiting for me. He's kind. Once you will pledge that I will join at 6 o'clock, Krishna will look for you at 6 o'clock. So my humble request that just sit down quietly and make a practical effort. Don't take the step where you won't be able to maintain. Take little step, but remain steadfast. Not a single day should come where we cannot join. We should join, no matter wherever we are in the world, you should find the time to join. Now it's absolutely opposite or something, then it's a different thing. But try to join as much as you can. I think that will really please Krishna. And he will give you the impetus that automatically you will feel after maintaining this steady determination. Krishna will make perfect arrangement that you will be inspired. That, okay, I can take half an hour now, instead of 15 minutes. This is natural way the bhakti works, Prabhu. Only thing, we have to remain determined and focus for our goal. Like in material life also, if we don't set the goal, we don't achieve. But if we have the goal in our mind, then we will put some effort. So similarly in the spiritual life, the same thing. The goal is to attain love of Krishna. That's the only reason, Dhaneshwar Prabhu, that we have come in this material world. So
Yes,
it's very nice.
Can't agree more, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu. I'll make it a habit to join daily, Prabhu.
Yes, this is very essential, Prabhu. If we cannot show the determination and our willingness to surrender to Krishna, start with even 15 minutes, Krishna will be very happy. Krishna doesn't want you that, okay, you completely surrendered. No. We have to go step by step in our devotional practice. And Krishna will reveal and he will give you the strong faith. Then you advance. And he will tell you within your heart. And you will see yourself that, okay, I'm really wants to pursue this thing. Let me give half an hour. You don't have to force Dhaneshwar Prabhu yourself. Your soul will lead you because the soul is hankering for many, many lives. For the soul, there is no happiness connected with the material elements. So it's natural that those feelings will arise. Every one of us has the love of Krishna in their heart. But it needs some initial fire. And I think that the Radhacharan Prabhu has ignited fire in your heart. So just stay on course and try it out for some time, and you will see the result. Then slowly and slowly the things will happen in your life that you will see the hand of Krishna. That yes, Krishna there, he helped. He overlooked everything on us. And then your faith will increase more and more, more and more. And you will become so staunch devotee that nobody will be able to shake you off from that path. So nice to see you, Dhaneshwar Prabhu. Whenever I see your name on the screen, my heart will become so joyful. So
Thank you,
we
Prabhu.
wish you all the best. And just try your best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So let's see who else. Today, Sister Tika Mataji joined at 2 a.m. Mataji, are you there? Sixastika Mata.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance.
Sixastika Mataji has started joining for at least more than a month. She lives in Alachua, right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So would you like to share something it has helped you, or what things that you really like about this program?
Sure, Prabhuji. When I was inspired in a holy name of retreat, so that was before Purushottam month. So I initially joined to take this as a in the Purushottam month, join every day morning and complete my rounds. Generally, I never done before 16 rounds in one go. It's always like from morning to evening dragging. I was not happy with my practices, but I don't know how to bring it to in the morning. But I was so inspired by you during that retreat, and I thought, let me give a try. Initially,
You were there physically at Naperville retreat?
No, Prabhuji, I was in online.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and thought like I should give a try, and only for Purushottam month initially. But for that, I just started before 2 weeks of Purushottam month. And I was really more and more inspiring every day by hearing your chanting. Especially you maintain the diction and the sound. There won't be any change. So I thought like I should continue after Purushottam month also. And it's really helping me. Before it was like for me, chanting is like kind of burden by the end of the day, because it's all running in my mind. Oh, I didn't finish my rounds. But I never have that taste, or I mean, I don't have taste now also, but I felt like it shouldn't be a burden. It should be like a service to Krishna. It's a me and Krishna's time.
Yes.
But yeah, that's I'm not there yet, but it's much better than before. I'm much confident now on my chanting. But thank you all for your encouragement, especially Prabhuji. Without your encouragement and mercy, maybe I wouldn't do all these days.
Thank you. She's really pushing herself. I can see that she was joining, and now she's trying her best to join as early as she can, which shows that Krishna is reciprocating with you. And all these assembled Vaishnavas pray for your advancement, and may Krishna give you more and more strength to come close to him and really relish the life. Holy name is something that will give us everything. There is nothing in our spiritual pursuit that we cannot gain by the holy name. So our Acharya has proved it. Our Acharya has realized it, and they are asking the same thing. Just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively. And it can happen nicely in the group of the devotees who also sincerely thinking to improve their chanting. Every one of us is on the different level of chanting, but still everybody is sincere enough to make the progress in their spiritual life. So in that association, it brings so much. Like I can tell you, Mataji, if the COVID has not come, and if you have not started this program, I had the desire, because I have seen my Guru Maharaj wake up at 1:15 every single day and chant very nice 64 rounds. I was able to chant that round, but not in earlier time. The effect of chanting during the day and early morning is totally a different level. And even though I have the desire, I don't think it should have happened unless these wonderful devotees come together and we started the program. That was only we started for something was there. I think the Holy Name Week, we started this program for only 1 week. When we started, that was the program in our mind. let's get together for the Holy Name Week and chant together. Then everybody was feeling inspired that, hey, Prabhuji, we should continue. So we continue. So we were thinking that this program will continue as long as the COVID is there. But then it became a part of our life that we can't live without chanting in the morning. And we started joining at 4:15 a.m. first. And then we make it at 3:30. Then we move to 3 o'clock, because then we see that as we chant as early, it is so quiet, so serene, nobody can disturb. Then we move to 2:30. And then after the Naperville retreat, I said, why can't we go for 2 o'clock now, And then actually, by the Purushottam month is there, so I was waking up little even early. And I was not taking bath at that time. I will just do the brush, clean my hands and mouth and face, and then I was chanting. But as I get up early, I don't know how Krishna make the arrangement. And I was first thinking, well, I think we can do it 1:30. But then I was thinking it too quick to change our schedule. We should fix and then move. So then I decided, well, I'm getting up early, so why I cannot take shower, put tilaks and everything, and then start chanting. And it just because I follow through the Purushottam Mass, now it's become a habit. And it's so nice to see that a lot of the devotees are now joining very early. So many devotees, I see more than 40 devotees is there by 4:30 when we do meditation, which is very enlivening. And I want to spend more and more time. I want to perfect my chanting more and more. I want to stay in association of the devotees. So you are all so kind to this fallen soul to give your association actually. And then, start reading and putting more and more time. I'm a retired. So I was the temple president for 28 years in Houston. So not that much time was dedicated for reading and absorbing in the literatures. So I'm not a learned person, but my heart carries some mercy of my Guru Maharaj and Radha Nila Madhava. So it has given me the strength. I always, from the beginning, my Guru Maharaj called me after I took initiation to Vrindavan in the Kartik month, and he trained me 10 days. And that's something that has touched my heart, that I want to chant 64 rounds every day. And it has helped me. And I was thinking that how can I not get up at 1:15? And because of the association of the devotees, it has come a reality in my life. So I'm so feel happy. I can just say that I have no anxiety whatsoever in my life. And like yesterday also, I was talking to a couple of devotees, and I was telling them, strengthen your spiritual practice. This morning time, we don't do anything. We are just sleeping, wasting the time. And if we utilize to strengthen our spiritual practice, I was giving assurance to a couple of devotees. They approached me, and I was telling them, only solution for all these things is to strengthen our spiritual practices. And Krishna will show us the way, and he will make perfect arrangement. The problem will be there, but it won't distract us, or we won't feel the pain. We will accept gladly. Okay, this is Krishna wants to test me, and I must pass that exam. And once we pass that exam, you will become much more stronger next time. And that's how Mother Kunti is praying every time. every step you bring me the miseries. So I increase my shelter at your lotus feet. And I think by this Sangha, we are really embarking that journey. I can see the benefit that everybody is making advancement. And it's so nice to see. So it's not because of me, but because of through the association of the devotees, it's happening. And I feel so good, and I pray that please allow us to associate more and more. So these are something, anybody has any question, comment, corrections, or to share something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Sarvatarak. Please accept my
Hari Bol, Sarvatarak Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances.
I was thinking, will you take any question today?
Yes.
It is great fortune. I feel like so fortunate to connect with you, to connect to your devotee like you. Because personally, I am struggling on chanting, especially morning, because as a Girastha, sometimes, I don't get time. But without morning chanting, I don't feel like satisfied. But by your mercy, and I am trying every day, at least before morning,
Yes.
round at least. So
Yes.
give you things. But I have one question. Like
Yes.
you mentioned, we are not happy in this material world because our soul is not fully connected in Krishna.
Yes.
And I know you did service million times more than me. But I am trying to also sometimes, I don't know it is artificial or not, engage myself chanting and other service. But still, I feel so much unhappy. But do you have any experience, like since you are my so senior and your devotee, how you feel all the time happy and so much nectarian in your life that I am not feeling? How I can get out from this, this miseries, or I am feeling I'm not doing anything and I am not feeling I'm happy. So can you clarify a little bit according on your experience?
Yeah, Prabhu, one thing that the way that my life turned since I take the shelter at the lotus feet of Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, my life's changed. The day I took the initiation, he made me the temple president. And he gave me the vision for the Houston community that you need to do this. And I'm telling you, Sarvatarak Prabhu, that even first 6 months I was crying. And actually I was telling the servant of Tamal Krishna Maharaj that, I'm giving so much trouble to my Guru Maharaj. Maybe I'm not a qualified person. Maybe you can tell, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, maybe choose someone else, rather than me. But the servant says, no, Gurudev love you so much. And he inquired before selecting you, and he felt that you are the right person. So then some incidents of when I was became a very successful businessman with the Dunkin' Donut. They were asking me to open many franchise stores in Houston. They offer me, they will invest all the money. I should run for 6 months and sell it. All the profit come to me. And there is no loss on my side. They will take the loss. So at that time, I was not initiated, but I was going to the temple and there was always a financial crunch was there. So I thought that maybe I can do that service, bring the money to the temple by opening more Dunkin' Donut. And I don't have, from beginning of my life, I have no attachments like power to go after the money. Never. As long as I can live a little simple life, I am satisfied. So I proposed to Tamal Krishna Maharaj that I will open many donut shops, and at least we make minimum 100,000 a year. And if I open 5-6 stores, I can bring 500,000-600,000 a year. He looked at me, Sarvatarak Prabhu, for 2-3 minutes in my heart. And finally he said, Hashmukh, at that time my name was Karmi name. He said, Hashmukh, it is very good for the temple, but it is not good for you. And really, Sarvatarak Prabhu, I have the tear in my eyes. That if I have gone to any institutions, offer them $500,000 a year, they will say, you are doing for the Lord, so no problem. But he was really well-wisher for me. And then he explained why I shouldn't do it. Because he said the 7 people, starting from the person who grew the animal, knowing that they are going to get slaughtered, who slaughtered them, who finish the meat product, who cook it, who show them, who consume it, and who facilitate. All these people get the karma. So from that, I felt that where I will find a person that so well-wisher of me. So I have staunch faith actually in my Guru Maharaj. Whatever he says, I want to do it. That was my mood. And somehow or other, everything moved, nicely, whatever he want me to, whatever the instructions he gave me, I was able to do. I'm not qualified person, but it happened just by having a staunch faith in his words. And my heart was melted that if I don't serve those kind of a personality, I was always looking, Sarvatarak Prabhu, some personality that I can follow. When I came for my further education, University of Toronto, I came on a student visa for master program in electrical engineering. And before I came, specially I went to Delhi. And I had that some affection for Lal Bahadur Shastri. He was a wonderful president, Prime Minister of India. Very simple life. So in that primary school, there was a book called Lal Gulab. That was the life of Lal Bahadur Shastri. So I study and I give the exam. So those impression was there. So when I want to come to Canada, I thought that let me visit how Lal Bahadur Shastri lived his life. And when I visited that place he was living when he was a transportation minister and whenever he became a prime minister, very simple life, very simple. Sarvatarak Prabhu, wooden desk, wooden chair, small single twin bed, very simple life, no more furniture, sofas and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, he's Prime Minister of India. So always I was hankering for some personality to follow. And when I met Tamal Krishna Maharaj, then I found that I must follow this person. And that's what I did. And then in my life, as I was saying, that I found the land and I built my house for $62,000. And I built my home myself, hiring this subcontractor in 43 days. Amazing experience when we surrendered to Krishna. And my life, I'd never go for the money. And I had like said, after the Dunkin' Donut, I get out of the business. We went into dry cleaning business. But Krishna can see that we were attached with the money. So he took it away, that business from us. And then I decided just to work for somebody and live the simple life. And then since then, I never made any single year more than $50,000. But whatever the person has to do, I was able to do. I educate my children. We are living a very happy, simple life. My wife is also very dedicated. We show the divine couple with lots of effort and love in our heart. And all this development that happened in Houston, I was working full time. And sometimes when I go to sleep, I just think, how is it possible? Like I built the sannyasi house and the guest house. I was the general contractor. And Sarvatarak Prabhu, I was the one, I will have to buy the ceiling fan. I will have to buy the plumbing fixture. I will have to buy the light fixture. And I used to bring everything in my car and give it to the contractor. So it was so pleasant. I never become sick that much. Even though I have the brain hemorrhage, I came right away from that sickness without any, lingering sickness related to that. So then my faith that what is there in my life, I have no suffering, Prabhu, actually. We live a very simple and dedicated life. And I never been in anxiety after doing all these projects, which is millions of dollars. I have never had any anxiety in my heart. Oh, I have to do it, I will have to satisfy. No, I sincerely work for it. And the only motto I keep in my heart, my duty is to put the effort. The result is up to Guru and Krishna. And with that mood, I keep on working, and every property I bought, I paid off. I never took a loan for a single penny. Everything is developed through the fundraising. And it's amazing experience, Prabhu. And like you have seen that we started this Japa call almost 4 years now. I never miss this program. Even I travel anywhere, like if I go to the Phoenix, there is a 2-hour behind. So at that time we were joining at 2:30. So 12:30 Phoenix time, right after midnight, I was joining on the call. So I think that once we dedicate and keep on praying to those personality, the prayer works wonderfully. Always before we go to the sleep, if we make the prayer to those superior personality, our Guru Parampara, it will help you. On our own strength, we won't be able to do. So really, I have no anxiety whatsoever, and everything in my life smooth. I'm not getting any sick or anything that I have to take any medicines. Everything is running so smooth, Prabhu. So I think have the faith in the system and it will come. Krishna is very kind. And as you are saying that you are now spending more time on reading the books and chanting your rounds and like that, Krishna will see your effort and he will definitely will reciprocate. So, answering your question.
For your blessings, actually, your service is for Prabhupada and your Gurudev is exemplary because Maharaj actually guided and you saw the practical Krishna consent, but the project you have done in Houston, I visited a couple of times. It is not possible for one man, but you did because your Guru Maharaj sent the Lakshmi.
Yes.
You have that strong faith. Actually, it is unbelievable. So you proved actually if you done Krishna and Guru, so the devotee, your devotees, the Krishna can make something extraordinary.
Yes, yes.
For sharing for actually, I wanted to know, but today I heard from your own mouth the real incident, real fact for building this temple, this property, because it is, even if you have money, still you cannot do. But Krishna sent the manpower or the Lakshmi, therefore you have done.
Yes. Yeah, I feel that I didn't do anything. It's all Guru and Krishna was doing everything. Otherwise, how is it possible, So, yes. And I'm feel enlightened that somehow or other they choose me and put me into the situation to purify my existence. and I should remain more and more steadfast, and
For sharing for your valuable time, and I will share something
yes,
personally. I'll call you because we are trying to open one center in Baton Rouge. For last 4 years, I have been struggling, facing a lot of challenge. Sometimes I lost my hope. How I can satisfy my Guru Jayapataka Swami Acharya. Still, though I am not pure, but still I couldn't. I don't want to give up. So I
right,
like some guidance from you
yes,
because here is the Khando Prosto. Like
yes,
we want to make the Indroprosto. Last 4 years we are trying. ISKCON is connecting. Like our program is connecting so many members, so many students. My wife, my daughters. We
right,
are trying by the blessings of Guru and Prabhupada. And one day I will call you, get some of your guidance. Thank
yes.
you.
After 4 p.m., I entertain those. Up to 4, I have my sadhana.
Okay.
So you tell me, you text me, you have my number, Prabhu?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
call.
Yes, just text me that whichever day you want to talk, and I will give you the time. If I have been occupied, then maybe I will have to give you at 5 o'clock, or that day is full. I may tell you that, okay, next day is possible, like that. But we will set up the time, yeah.
Because
I love, I'm telling all these devotees who is on the call, they should feel free to, call me at any time, like a selected time, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you all. I have no problem.
Yes,
This is the service.
I am like diving in the ocean, opening the center.
Wonderful.
But Krishna is helping little, but I need clear idea because sometimes
Yes.
I'm guidance,
Yes.
because these are busy.
Yes.
So sometimes I made mistakes. So I need correction or guidance proper to.
Definitely. Definitely. I'll be there to assist you all the way, whatever way I can.
Thank you so
And
much.
so
We are
nice to see
fortunate.
that you have.
One of the experienced president and guidance, and your sadhana is so strong. So we are so fortunate to get your appreciation every day. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very well done.
Hare Krishna. So I think we run little over time. Thank you for the patience for the devotees who are on the call to forgive us for the little over time today, 8 minutes. I really don't go, but Prabhuji was asking the questions and I don't want to stop him. So thank you very much. With those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word, like Radha Charan Prabhu did to Thaneswar Prabhu. Bring those souls to the lotus feet of Krishna. And when we do this, Krishna becomes so pleased. If we assist any devotees, that's a great service we can do. And Krishna becomes very pleased. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the dusk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take austerity to support this program from Houston, from India, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Alachua, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Tempe, Phoenix, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Brampton, New Orleans, and also Baltimore. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa
patitanam pavane
Thank you very much.
Maharaj Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you
Hari
very
Bol.
much.
Hare Krishna. You are the leader. Hare Bol. Thank you very much. Nissan Sharma Prabhu also. Hari Bol, Nissan Prabhu. How you are feeling now, Nissan Prabhu? You have little health situation before operation, how it went and how you feel now? Are you there, Nissan Prabhu?
He's on mute, Prabhu.
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe he is not listening.
Yeah.
Haribol. But Prabhu went to India and he had some surgery. So I will ask him later on. Thank you very much. Have a blissful day.
Hare Krishna.
Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, please correct my chanting if you feel I'm not chanting properly, okay?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please correct
You are
me.
my guru.
I am not even there.
Oh, no. You are my guru. You have helped me quite a bit.
No.
So,
Prabhuji, no, Prabhuji. Sorry. If I made any mistake.
No, Prabhu. You haven't made any mistake. How can you do any mistake? You have helped me. That's for sure. Thank you. And Prabhuji is also assisting us with this legal size paper with all the Mahamantra. So during the Japa retreat, we will distribute. We have made in English and also in Devanagari. So we will give the preference. Whoever want in Devanagari, we will give them in Devanagari. I like Devanagari versus English.
I was thinking, Prabhu, if we can print both on both the sides, one side English and one side Devanagari.
Okay.
Means I'm just thinking if the paper is good and it comes out okay, then that maybe, I don't know.
But I think if you don't do it, that will be also good so they can stick on that wall. But either way, they can do it. But I think even if it's simple, we will distribute whenever they say Devanagari, we will give them Devanagari. If they ask for English, we'll give them English. But if it's not too much for you to make it one, both sides, one on Devanagari, one in English, that's perfectly fine.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Then it would be wonderful even. Yes. Thank you for your time and
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu is not accepting the contribution from other devotees.
No, that's, I think that what we need to do is we should donate to the temple, and then whatever the amount will come through this, our Zoom call devotees, we will give the, benefit to, because he has spent the money, so we will give him the receipt or we will reimburse him either way. So his service will get recognized. So.
Oh, Prabhu, this is service to Guru Maharaj and you, Prabhu. So don't worry about it, please.
Okay, so whoever will feel inspired, just send the donation to iskonhouston.org. And then this money will be utilized for the good cause to serve Radha Nila Madhava. And thank you very much, Radha Chaitanya Prabhu, for, I think you bought the machine also, right? Laminating?
Yes, Prabhu, it came overnight yesterday.
Oh.
Last night itself.
I
ordered around 4:30 or 4:15 and it came around 8 o'clock.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All things are ready now. The 100 covers are also there. Let me try. I never did this. Okay. So first time.
Right. Yeah, I think you put both pieces together and then you can laminate. I think it's possible.
Yeah. Means the covers are very nice. All we have to do is put a paper in between the printout.
Right.
And then do it.
Yeah. And it's Krishna Prabhu has worked really hard to make it so nice. And I think Brajeshwari Priya Mataji give a lot of the input. She's, I think, one of the perfectionists, She liked to see everything perfect. So that was very nice. I don't have to put any effort. She was making all the comment. And I was forwarding to Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, and he take care of those things. And Mataji says, your IT guys is so nice that they accomplish perfect. So Krishna is so kind to give me so professional help. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Monday evening we have a meeting. Remember the time, right, Prabhu? 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, okay. I will put in my calendar. Let me put it, Prabhu, while you say, because if I don't put it in my calendar, it would be difficult. So on 28th, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, 28th. And it's 5 o'clock, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. Yes, you are on my calendar.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Haribol. So let's start our daily duties.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
We have some program also, so thank you very much. And if Krishna so desire, we will see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see you at the temple if you can come to Houston Temple in Mangala Aarti. And Monday we will see you all. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Tomorrow is also Ekadashi, Prabhu.
Oh, yeah, wonderful.
Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Yeah.
Yes. That's nice. Okay, Prabhus. Thank you very much.